Hi, it's Patty. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to make this really cute and fun card. It's a snowman sitting in a pocket, and when you open it up, it says Merry Christmas, and there's another pocket that you can put a gift card in. So I don't have any sentiment out here. You can put one on the pocket or stamp it up here, but I didn't think it needed it. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you want to use it for. I made a card in the past. If you looked on my blog, pspapercrafts.com, this is one I made with the same idea. And you can put the gift card in here, and this is more of a birthday card. So you can search on pocket cards, pocket framelits for this one if you wanted to see it. So what I'm using is the Snowman Season stamp set. And this comes with a coordinating punch as a bundle, and it's really cute. So you can stamp him, punch out his hat and his arms, and even a nose. We're not using the punch today, we're just going to stamp. But I am using the pocket framelits. So these are, they're really cool. You cut out the pocket and it actually gives you the score lines and everything. This was had a different stamp set last year in last year's annual catalog, and there's a new stamp set that comes with it that's really pretty as a bundle. Well, I guess it's not a bundle, but it coordinates with it. But you can use this pocket for anything, and I decided I'm going to make it into a Christmas card. So I'm going to get all my pieces out, and I've already cut my pockets. So I use this framelit and I cut it out. This is my outside pocket and this is my inside pocket. And so it cuts it and it gives you the score lines. So you just would fold it on all of these score lines and make sure your point is good. And then I'll burnish them with my bone folder. So you get them all bent down. Let me get my bone folder just to make sure they're nice and sharp here. And the front I'm not really concerned with because I'm not putting anything in the pocket, so I'm just going to adhere it down. But on the inside I want to make sure it's really burnished and glued down good. So let's get started with the stamping. So I have my sheet of Whisper White, this layer, and I'm going to stamp. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to figure out where I want my pocket, and I will just put a little bit of pencil just across the top so I know where to stamp. And I'm just going to lightly put kind of a couple of here, and then I'll get my stamp and I'm going to ink him up with black memento. And you really don't need to do his whole body. It won't hurt if you do. You don't have to mask it or anything like that. But I'm really going to focus on the top because the bottom of him will be in the pocket. Now you could punch out and do the snowman, maybe a couple of them, punch them out and put them in the pocket. But I wanted to just go right on the cardstock. So I'm going to put him right down here. And then the pocket's going to cover this other part, so you don't have to worry about it at all. So now I'm going to stamp my snowflakes, and that's this stamp right here. And I'm using Coastal Cabana. Coastal Cabana is this color, and it's also in the layer that I have behind it. But I don't want to go straight on. I want it to be a lighter color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp off first on some scrap. And stamping off means you're going to stamp, ink it up, stamp on scrap, and then stamp on your paper. So see the difference? It's a lighter color. And you just really have to pay attention to what you're doing so that you don't go direct. I mean, it wouldn't really matter if you did. But I'm just going to really stamp all around, going off the paper. And some of this will be hidden by the pocket. And you don't have to put as many as I'm putting on if you don't want to. I'm going to go right in here, even though it's covering that. And I like to go off the edge. And I know this is a lot of snowflakes, but I want him to be in a flurry of snow. And some of the inside I'm not even going to cover because it's going to be covered by the pocket. So just keep going. Okay, let's see if the pocket covers these other areas. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. So let's close this up for now, and then we can adhere this down. Now you can adhere it with the glue, the liquid glue, which is what I usually use, or you can use the tear and tape and put them on this part. So I'm going to just use a little bit of liquid glue. Actually, let me use this other one. I think that one's almost out. So let me use this one, and I'll just put a little bit on. And I'm actually going to put a little bit on the center too, because I don't want it to pucker out. So just put a little bit on each of these. And this is very strong, so it really does hold. So I'm going to put a little bit here so that it doesn't, you know, punch out there or pucker out. And then you're just going to put it in place. And sometimes I just like to put a block on something to hold it in place. And the other thing I did was I put this little strip of red glitter, and let me get that out. I just wanted to line it up, and then I also punched out a heart. Now I was looking through my punches for a heart, and there's one with the dog punch. I also have dies that punch hearts. So whatever you use, whatever you have to punch a heart with. And I'm also going to do that in the red glitter paper. I don't know if it's glimmer or glitter. I always say them wrong. But it's very glittery. And it's really, it doesn't come off. It's like the greatest thing. I don't know if you could see it. It's almost like the glitter is stuck there and it doesn't come off at all. It's pretty cool. So I think this is good. We can put this down, but actually let's color him before we put it down. So I used the Stampin' Write markers on my sample. These are the water-based ones, but you can also use the Stampin' Blends. So I'll use the Stampin' Blends on this one. So this is dark pumpkin pie, and I'm going to use the thinner kind of bullet point because I'm not coloring a big piece. It's just a small area, and I like to stay within the lines. Color within the lines, and then I'm going to just do his hat in this red. So this is Real Red, great Christmas color, and I'll just do some of the stripes. You could do the stripes either way, as red or white, however you want to do it. And I probably should have colored him in before I put the pocket on, because I can't go down too far here, but I think that's okay. We'll just try to dot it in there. We're going to cover that up anyway with the red piece of paper here, so that's okay if I got on a little bit. Okay, so now let's put this on. I'll just put a little liquid glue on here. Try to get to the edges just a little bit so it doesn't ooze out. And again, if you wanted to put a sentiment, you could probably put a little label here, a little circle, or put the sentiment somewhere else, depending on what you wanted to put down. And then we'll put this heart on. I just think the heart adds a little something special to it. I'll just put that right here. Oops, he's moving around. And then we can put our card together. So again, I have this Coastal Cabana. It's a really pretty card, and I love it for this snowman look. I think it's really pretty. So we'll put this down right on the card base. And all my measurements will be on my blog. So if you go to pspapercrafts.com, you can get all the instructions, the measurements, and then you could shop for products there too. So come on over and visit. We'll put this down. And then we can put the pocket on the inside. The most important pocket, the one that will hold the gift card. So I think these would be really cute for my grandchildren, for any child or adult. So let's get our other pocket. So on this one, I did the pocket with the red, kind of more of a red stripe, and this one is more the Coastal Cabana. So whichever one you want. This is the, I think it's called Let It Snow Designer Series paper, and it has really cute prints, and it actually has some pretty snowmen that are that have glitter on them. It's a specialty designer series paper, so it's pretty. I love it. Okay, get all of these folded down, and then we'll burnish these as well. So I'll get my bone folder out. And I'm going to do this again with the liquid glue. You can use the tear and tape. You need something strong. I wouldn't just use plain old snail for this. But the liquid glue, once it dries, it gives you a second to get it in place before it dries, but once it dries, it's stuck. So it's a good thing. But you can make this for any kind of gift card holder. You could use these pockets. Just dress it up, use a different sentiment, use a different paper. You want to make sure you don't put it too high because you want your gift card to be able to sit nicely in it. And again, I'm just going to put a block on it. And while we're doing that, we can stamp the inside. So I have, let me just put this aside here with the block on it. I'm going to do another snowman, and let me see, we're going to do him in black memento, and he's cute. It's a smaller snowman, no hat, and he's just looking up. So we'll get him done, or her. I always call everything him, I don't know why. And then I'm going to use my Real Red and do the Merry Christmas. And then I'll put some snowflakes on it, kind of like what we did on the outside. So we'll put this right here. Merry Christmas. And then we'll do the Coastal Cabana with some more snowflakes. And again, I'm just going to stamp it off and then on. I like that they're just, you know, very light. I think the other is a little bit too dark for me, for my taste. Whatever you like, though, you do. And this should be good now. Let's put this in. And then I think we're all done. Pretty easy card, and I will probably be making a few of these for different people in my family, for the kids. It's nice to give them, well, depending on how old they are, it's nice to give them gift cards so they can do their own shopping, because I have a hard time shopping for people these days. Everybody has their own taste. So here it is. Take this out of here, put it in here, and voila, 2 gift card holder Christmas cards. All right, that's a mouthful. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try. You take care. Bye.